This is the most wanted man in the world. A 29-year-old US national who stole more than 20,000 top secret documents from the CIA and exposed them to the entire world. Since then, he has been America's most wanted criminal for the past 11 years. But despite causing so much damage to the American government, why does the world see him as a hero? And why did he steal the documents of the world's most secretive agency? And most importantly, how did he manage to escape security checkpoints while stealing this highly classified information? Welcome to MythQuest TV once again. It was the morning of June 6, 2013, when a series of explosive news articles were published in The Guardian and The Washington Post. They contained raw details from the top secret documents of the NSA, also known as National Security Agency. These documents didn't just reveal government secrets, they also exposed the unsettling truth that the American government was spying on its own citizens. And not just Americans, mobile users around the globe were shocked to learn that the US government was secretly monitoring every single one of them. In these documents, the NSA's secret program Prism was exposed. This system gave the government a backdoor to access user data from companies like Google, Apple, and Facebook. There were also secret court orders allowing the collection of telephone records of millions of Verizon customers, records of not just criminals but also law-abiding citizens. Then, there was an 18-page presidential memo revealing President Obama ordering intelligence officials to compile a list of overseas targets for cyber attacks. This was just the tip of the iceberg. The National Security Agency had hacked into Hong Kong and China's military computers. Even the phone of Germany's Chancellor Angela Merkel was not spared. The documents also showed that the British Government Communications Headquarters GCHQ was running a program to monitor its own citizens. A leaked conversation between the NSA and GCHQ revealed how both agencies were exploring ways to deceive, propagate, and manipulate people as they want. The list of revelations went on and on. In fact, the national security officials believed Snowden copied over 2 million files. He mentioned a tool named Nose Smurf that could access the microphone of any phone, allowing the security agencies to listen to surrounding sounds without obstruction. Initially, no one knew who leaked this information or even if it was true or not. But just 3 days later, a person came forward to claim the responsibility for leaking these top secret documents. That person was Edward Snowden. Snowden was a high school dropout who had started his career in the US military but was discharged after 1 year. In 2005, he became a security guard at the University of Maryland. While Snowden wasn't strong academically, his computer skills were so exceptional, leading the CIA to hire him. After a few years with the CIA, he moved on to work for Dell in 2009. At the time, Dell had a contract to upgrade the computer systems of the NSA, so they assigned Snowden to this project. Initially, he worked as a supervisor, but later he became a cyber strategist. So what happened that led these agencies to label him a traitor? One day, while working in his office as usual, Snowden went to another department to communicate something to a colleague. He saw this employee accessing people's personal emails and text messages. Curious, Snowden asked him to retrieve data on several individuals, and the employee did so within minutes right in front of him. Snowden was shocked to see this. He realized that even law-abiding citizens were not safe. He discovered that the NSA had the power to access personal data from any mobile user. He also saw records he initially thought belonged to international criminals, but in reality, these were the records of innocent American citizens. During this time, a debate was unfolding in the US Congress about intelligence issues. American politician Ron Wyden asked James Clapper, the director of national intelligence, whether the agency collects the data of Americans or not. This session of Congress was being broadcast live on national television. James Clapper replied in front of thousands of viewers that no, their work was solely foreign intelligence. Now Snowden, then a foreign intelligence agent, was stunned to see his director lying on national television. Outraged, Snowden left his job at Dell 3 days later, where he had been earning $200,000 annually. In 2013, he joined Booz Allen Hamilton, a contractor for the US military, CIA, and NSA. There, he was assigned another NSA project. But how did he manage to copy such confidential information without getting caught? Surprisingly, he didn't use any sophisticated hacking tools. Everything was done with just an SD card. As a senior employee, copying data and transferring it to another computer wasn't suspicious from a security standpoint. He simply took an SD card from his bag and started copying the files. After a short while, he claimed that he wasn't feeling well and decided to leave early. Before delving further into how he managed to smuggle the files, let's just understand the company's security protocols. Before leaving, every employee must pass through a security checkpoint that scans their entire body. Snowden, like every other day, went through this process, but this time he was carrying an SD card without getting caught. Edward Snowden was known for playing with the Rubik's Cube in his spare time. Just before leaving the office, he cleverly hid the SD card inside the Rubik's Cube. As he approached the security checkpoint, he tossed the Rubik's Cube to the officer standing outside the scanning machine, saying, "Catch!" He distracted the officer by chatting about the cube. After passing through the scan, the officer handed back the cube, joking that it wasn't his cup of tea. Snowden simply smiled and walked away with over 20,000 files hidden inside the colorful toy. Snowden had already planned his escape and took full advantage of his location. Remember, he was hired by Booz Allen Hamilton for an NSA project, which is why he was stationed in Hawaii, 5,000 miles away from NSA's Maryland headquarters. Hawaii is 6 hours behind Maryland, meaning that when Snowden was in his office in Hawaii, no one was working in Maryland. After just 4 weeks in the Hawaii office, Snowden decided to expose the NSA's misdeeds to the world. He went home and told his girlfriend that he was going on a business trip. But in reality, his girlfriend, Mills, who was a blog writer, had no idea that he would never return. Later on, he turned off his phone and flew from Hawaii to Hong Kong. When he didn't return for several days and his phone was also unreachable, the NSA became suspicious and started searching for him. After reaching Hong Kong, he met with trusted journalists, handed them the documents, and the next day, these documents made headlines worldwide. The leaked documents from Edward Snowden sparked a global debate on the secret powers of the NSA. The American government charged Snowden with espionage. They accused him of stealing government property, unlawfully accessing the NSA systems, and providing top-secret information to unauthorized individuals. The US government also demanded that Hong Kong extradite Snowden, but he had planned his every move in advance. By then, he had taken a ship and gone to Russia, where he initially received asylum. Then, in September 2022, Vladimir Putin granted Edward and his wife Mills Russian citizenship. Some people consider Edward Snowden a traitor, while others see him as a hero who exposed the true face of the NSA to the world. What is your opinion about this? Let us know in the comments section below. Thank you very much for your supportive comments. See you in the next one.